But when you read the histories and you read what Alan Dulles was saying behind closed doors and everything, what he was doing is he was hiring the U.S. government in order to fund a corporate slush fund for corporations to utilize this power, this newly government bestowed power, to essentially wage violence that is sanctioned. Because, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because all those corporations, the perfect example is Guatemala. United Fruit Company had bought up all this land in Guatemala and was growing bananas like crazy. And a lot of the land was just sitting vacant. And Jacobo Arbenz comes into power, and he's like, this is bullshit. There's this American corporation that's owning all of our land, that's making all of us poor, and they're not even using a bunch of this land. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy back the land. He didn't take it. He bought it back from the United Fruit Company, and he was going to distribute it for free to all the farmers that were destitute, which is like socialist, kind of, but it's also pretty badass to use like your government money to buy all your farmers' land from this multinational corporation. But that pissed United Fruit off. And this is right as the CIA was getting founded, and United Fruit was a client of Sullivan and Cromwell. And Alan Dulles was a lawyer there, right? So United Fruit goes to Alan Dulles. His brother, John Foster Dulles, was the Secretary of State. Yeah, Secretary of State. So these two brothers that are both lawyers for Sullivan and Cromwell are the director. Well, technically Alan Dulles was not yet the director of CIA, but he was like the founder. He just had a beef with Truman and with the first couple leaderships of the president there. And so United Fruit goes to them and is like, hey, can we overthrow this piece of shit? Because he's fucking with our business, right? So this is like how corporations wanted this government-sanctioned power. And they, through those two brothers, lobbied the United States, propagandized the United States. They hired propaganda artists to propagandize them. And they painted him as a communist right at our doorstep. And then the CIA went in and through a series of kind of somewhat botched attempts called PB Success and Operation Success and Operation PB Success, they overthrew the government of Guatemala and they ousted him. They bombed Guatemala City and they got rid of him and they put in their own dictator that started 30 years of absolute devastation and like military rule and just death marked, like really dark shit that basically tore Guatemala apart on behalf of United Fruit.